What's up and welcome to episode of GizmoSlip. Today we're talking about why I turned down a $34,000 sponsorship deal. This is one of the largest sponsorship deals that I have ever been offered. It seemed very, very promising, especially at first glance, but ultimately I turned it down, and I'm gonna talk about why. Making a video like this is just really, really stressful. I don't want to get any legal battles, so to prevent that, I'm gonna keep this thing 100% anonymous, but I think scammy and underhanded sponsorship deals are something that we need to talk about. The honesty from the creator's perspective of not misleading their audience into buying something that's utter crap and the YouTuber knows that it's crap. And that is certainly one of the major issues with this sponsorship deal. Now, I was approached by a company through a business email, and I get approached regularly 2 or 3 times every day from different companies saying, hey, we'd love to do a sponsorship. Hey, we got this new product. I don't really respond to probably 2/3 of them because most of them won't turn into anything. But when I see a company offering a promising opportunity, I link in my brand manager to follow up with that company. So that's what I do. This electronics company contacted me saying, hey, we've got this new smartphone. We just launched it. We're gonna be launching another version of this smartphone. We think it would be great if you were to cover these smartphones. I linked in my brand manager right away. My brand manager did a phone call with them, I think the next day or the same day, and the company essentially agreed immediately to doing a sponsorship deal. So the moment I hear that this giant offer has been made, I'm like, okay, let's get investigating into this brand. Let's see who they are, see what they're all about. I check out their website. The first thing that I noticed is their website is kind of crappy, and it's very confusing about the phone's specifications, like what kind of processor does this have, how much memory does it have, what megapixel is the camera, because there's like, depending on what part of the website you're on, there seems to be conflicting specifications for what the device will come with. I'm like, okay, that's a little bit weird that their website's not that great, but that's not a deal breaker. Like, they can work on the website. But part of this deal was that they wanted me to go out to their factory and actually do a tour of their smartphone factory, which I thought would be really cool to actually see how the phones were made and all of that. Cool to show you guys that. You know, I'm thinking Linus Tech Tips did a big sponsorship deal with OnePlus doing a tour of their factory. Like, this is basically the same thing. My initial impressions of the sponsorship deal is that it was a slightly sloppy company that really needed exposure to their new product, and they were just basically hiring out lots of tech people to talk about their product and spread the word. So initially, everything seems to be on the up and up. Now, since one of their phones had been launched recently, I was like, okay, well, let's check out and see what other people are saying about this phone. Well, searching for the phone, I found almost no reviews of the phone, period, out there. Like, I'm like, what is going on? There's like nobody talking about this phone. Now, I did manage to find one YouTuber that, god damn, my tooth is loose and it keeps like falling down. And it actually fell out today when I was lifting weights. I was just like, you know, I was doing the pull machine and doing like this, you know, all these guys are lifting around me, and my tooth just pops out and it falls in my lap. And I look around and I'm looking at it, I'm just like, okay, this is really awkward. So I finished my set, like did 5 more reps, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go put this back in my mouth in the bathroom. So just ignore the tooth if it changes position throughout the video, and I'll have it fixed tomorrow at the dentist. And because people weren't really talking about it in reviews online, especially major companies like CNET and other tech blogs weren't talking about it, those things were just firing off warning whistles. I did manage to find one review from a small YouTuber. It felt like a sponsored review, but there was no disclosure of sponsorship in the video itself, which was again a huge red flag. And that's because the FTC guidelines, the Federal Trade Commission, requires sponsorship disclosure both verbally on the screen and in the video description down below. You have to do like a triple disclosure on a YouTube video if you want to do a sponsorship. And that's because consumers need to know when an influencer is trying to sell them something and they're not just giving their honest opinion about something. And that's something that I've always tried to be very, very clear on with you guys, because I value my audience's trust. Now, I continued investigating and I found a Reddit thread about this phone. Another large YouTuber with over 1 million subscribers had made a video about it, but he had taken it down only 2 days later. And I'm going like, why did he take it down if he made a video and released it? So it turns out that the IMEI number associated with this phone wasn't this brand's IMEI number, but actually an Asian cheap smartphone company IMEI number, which is like, again, a huge red flag. Like, why would an IMEI number be an indicative of this other phone model? This is an especially big deal because the two phones in particular look very similar, with a similar back design, similar fingerprint sensor, and the same bezel around the display. So the big question in my head is, is this company buying these cheap Asian phones and then taking off the original logo, putting on a new logo? So I took all of these concerns and I condensed them down into an email, and I emailed them like right away here. And I said, can you send over all of the technical specs of the phone? Then I said, can you clarify about the phone's origin? I found a few posts on the internet that have indicated that it is a rebranded Asian phone brand phone. I'm not going to say which one because it would give away which company this is. And this phone does indeed have a lot of visual similarities with the Asian brand phone. But the specs you've indicated on your website are higher than the Asian brand phone. So is it that phone or is it not? Like, I want to know, because if the specs on their website are true, then this is not the same phone. And if they aren't, then you get the idea. So all of this conflicting information, it should have been an even bigger red flag, and I should have walked away at this point, but I didn't, and I let them respond and kind of talk me into continuing this whole charade. And the simple fact is, the reason why I stuck around, if this Reddit post was just some crazy conspiracy theory, then I want to actually work with this company and take a whole bunch of money. So long story short, I decided to move forward with the brand deal, but only if they send me one of the phones to my location, to my house, before I sign the contract so I can check it out. And they agree to go ahead and send me a phone so that I can look over it and test it to make sure that it's a worthwhile phone to feature on my channel. So in my mind, I'm thinking, like, there's no way they would agree to letting me check out the phone if it really was a scam phone. So the deal is moving along. They send us over a contract. So we set up this call with the CEO of this company, and during the call, they explained that I need to follow the talking points, basically point by point, and hit every single one in order to fulfill the contract's terms. And some of them were the most ridiculous things. Like, listen to this one. It was like something about AirPods making your ears look like they have elephant tusks sticking out of them or something. It was so ridiculous and silly. So during this call, I explained to them that I'm going to need to disclose that this video is a sponsored video right up front, along with the text and a text in the video description indicating that it was sponsored, just like the FTC guidelines demand. And they did not like the fact that I wanted to disclose that this video was sponsored. And because of my hardline stance saying I was going to disclose that this was a sponsored video, they canceled the brand deal for like a whole day or 2 days. Well, my brand manager ends up following up with them again, and he talks with them, and apparently he clarifies something, and the brand has decided to do it again. Okay, so super weird that they were against disclosure for a while, and now they're on board. So the deal is back on again, which is just, it's nuts. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, I just want them to send me a phone so I can test it. That's like the most important thing in my mind. I'm like, I need to know if this phone is actually like made by this company or if it's just some Asian brand knockoff. The Asian phone, they probably could buy it for like $100 to $120 per unit, and then they were trying to resell it for $400 to $500, basically doubling, tripling, maybe even quadrupling their profit. So they're marking up the price. Oh God, there goes my tooth. Hi, let's continue talking. Better. I just hope I don't swallow it. Like I said, before I would sign the contract, I wanted to see the phone in person. So they said they would send the phone. They changed their mind. They decided not to send the phone before requiring me to sign the contract. I decided to take matters into my own hands. While we were dealing with the contract and the lawyers going back and forth about the changes that we needed in the contract, I went ahead and ordered one of these devices from the company, and I did it to a different address with a different payment number so they wouldn't know. They would just think it's a regular customer. We ordered this phone with overnight shipping, so it's supposed to get here like day after tomorrow. But it turns out that they're like delayed in shipping it 2 or 3 days. And when they did ship it, they shipped it UPS ground, which took like 5 days to get to my house. So this whole time I'm waiting for this phone to come in, I'm like delaying the contract negotiations. I'm like, I'm not sure. I need to think about this some more. Yeah, it's eventually the brand gives me a hard line deadline saying, you need to let us know by the end of today if you want to sign this deal or we're walking. That day happened to be the day that I got the phone in the mail and got to check it out in hand. All right. It's time. It's time to find out if this is for real or if they're a fake pseudo company.
96, so it was 10,000 more.
96,000, yeah, so it's 10,000 more. You defeated 20% of users in the UX score. So 80% of people have a faster phone. You defeated 9% of users in the GPU department. It means 91% of people have a faster phone than this one. Oh my God. Oh, that's so painful.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh, goodness gracious.
It's time to find out if we put in the IMEI from this phone, the website they specifically said to check found it.
Yeah, now I'm really curious what the relationship with that website is.
Ooh, that is so scammy. Oh!
The pain. The cringe is just, Oh God. I think you dodged the bullet, man.
Oh, so I dodged a nuclear explosion.
Oh God, man. This thing just screamed of sketchiness in every level.
Yeah, but 34,000. 34,000. 34,000. Integrity's worth more than that. That's the truth.
That's the truth.
That's the truth. Whew. Okay, well.
That was an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, it was. Now, I'm guessing we're gonna not be able to return this, but we're gonna try. So long story short, I confirmed, canceled the deal with this company. Yeah, so I'm not sure what the best way to break it off with the company is, but there's no way I can promote this product, you know? So I want you to know that I value your trust, your relationship with me as a creator to my audience, that I'm not going to abuse it through some one-off quickie payment that's gonna end up hurting a lot of you. I'm gonna do my best. I know that I've never really explicitly said this before, but basically that's one of my creeds as a creator. Like, I don't want to mislead or hurt my audience in any way. So thank you guys so much for all of you that have been watching my content for years in the past. I just want to thank you for sticking around. Like, how mad would you be if you bought this phone for like $400, $500, you get it in the mail and it's literally a piece of crap? And I just didn't want to do that to anyone. But I also think that it's a better and more valuable business proposition, maintaining that loyalty and trust long term, than it will ever be getting a quick payout. Now, I have no idea if it's illegal what this company is doing, buying these cheap phones, repackaging them, reprogramming them, and then selling them for more. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's just the fact that it's misleading marketing because of all the confusing specs and how messy their website is and how misleading it is, honestly, because you think that this phone has different specs than it does based on what the website indicates. And to me, that is false marketing, and maybe not even on purpose, because it's just ineptitude marketing. I don't know, but it could be on purpose too. Probably is on. I have no idea. I'm really curious to know, do you think that what this company is doing should be illegal? And is it illegal? Now, if you're a lawyer, if you know someone who's a lawyer, I'd love to hear your legal opinion down below in the comments section, because I really don't know. And if it is illegal, who would I report it to? I have no freaking clue. Now, some of you are probably wondering where I've been the last few months. I have been working on an animated story that'll be launching on a new YouTube channel here eventually soon. And I'm really excited about it. I think the art's gonna be fantastic. The world's gonna be really interesting. I think the story's gonna be riveting and really enjoyable, of course, because I'm creating it. But I just know that there's a little bit less content on GizmoSlip while I'm working on this story. So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button. If you want to see more GizmoSlip content, hit that subscribe button. So I'll be making Samsung Galaxy S20 drop tests here in the very near future, as well as the Galaxy Z Flip. I believe I'll try to do that, and maybe even the Motorola Razr. Let me know which phones you want to see drop tested in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Brandon, out.